I reconnected with a friend, mentor recently, and yeah, I'll go into she's no bullshit kind of love. I mean, she is loving, but in a very real way. There's no like frills, there's no softening it. It's stated directly. And I love that, and it also scares me. In person, I'm like, ow. Wait, okay. I know you. I know you. I know you. Okay. But she stated the other day, sometimes we need to cross our own boundaries. We need to cross our own boundaries sometimes to know what they are. That was Schmidt.
What's he doing over there?
What is he doing?
Broke into a closet.
Oh,
Success. Probably he's been trying.
raising hell. Oh, he
Guilty.
Oh, I'm giving you a kiss.
Guilty.
Guilty.
Charged.
Guilty.
Look at that face.
You're so cute.
He said, I don't care. I'd do it again in a heartbeat.
I'll do it again. What?
I'd do it again.
I love cat energy.
Yeah. Do what I want.
Yeah.
Sorry about the editing on that one.
Very okay. He's crossing your boundaries, so you know that.
Exactly.
Sometimes you need your cat to cross your boundaries too, not just you.
So much, all the time.
Scooby, she was out there digging in the garden this morning. I had to check her little muddy paws, and she had dirt all over her face, and I had to pick her up and show her, no, this is not a thing. We can't do this. So yeah, I never told her, don't dig in the garden. Like, she didn't know. I never clarified that boundary. Then she crossed it, and then I addressed it, like it's so easy for me to like get mad right out of the gate. Like, my boundary got crossed or whatever. Like, I'm all like worked up about it. And it's like, yeah, but did you express that boundary? Did you communicate it? Have you owned it before? Like, what is the real situation that's going on here? Versus like, I understand how you feel, and like your boundary got crossed. You're allowed to feel all kinds of ways about it. But yeah, like step one, let's back up and just Scooby, no, can't do. Can't do. Don't do. Yeah.
But you also have like energy of love with the animals. Like, you're so like, it's so obvious you're like tight with your animals. Energy.
My little buddies,
So they'll listen.
That's why I tell them, because
Yeah.
she will. Yeah. You just got to show her and tell her. And she's got her ears down and back. And she's like, I'm sorry, I didn't know. And I'm like, I know, it's okay, but don't do this. Okay. So yeah, like calmly address the issue. And then, yeah, she mostly listens. So, I mean, it's like, you don't have to like get all mad and have a fit and freak out. And like, if you just ask for what you need, just say it out loud. I mean, mostly I feel like the world will comply with you. There's so much that I kept on the inside, expecting people to just like know where my boundaries were and like get away from me, like get away from my boundaries. And it's like, yeah, maybe be clear enough to be able to say them out loud. And then if people still cross them, that's like a whole nother issue,
Right.
Yeah. And just to have the self-awareness that we have them. I mean, there's a long time I didn't even know. I just assumed my subjective experience was like known to others.
Or that we all feel the same, that we're all bothered by the same things, like it's easy to just think that everybody's as sensitive as I am. So why on earth would anybody treat me like this? They know it doesn't feel good. Why are they doing this to me? And it's like, they don't have this even close to the same experience as you do. If they did, they wouldn't be treating you like this. So just educate them. Just tell them. You don't need to be mad. Not right now, Like I said, if they cross it after you tell them, like that's a whole nother ball of wax.
Definitely. Yeah, I've had to reach that point recently of like, I can't be mad when my boundaries get crossed when I've never put them out there. Like I've never told anyone this is my boundary. But then there's that piece before it, like exactly what Jodi said, is like, but how do you figure out what your own boundaries are? It's like, yeah, they need to get crossed. And then you're going to say, oh, like there's a boundary there. I need to establish that in the future with other people so that they don't do that. So it's like, yeah, it's kind of hard to assert your boundaries when you don't even know what they are.
So they have to get crossed.
So they got to get crossed.
It makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, and we can cross them ourselves, which is
Cross our own boundaries.
it's so liberating to think that way. I can cross my own boundaries and then feel the repercussions of it and be like, do I want to do that again? Maybe. Maybe I will. Maybe I will do it again until I learn to not.
That's the worst, is when you are self-aware and you know that like you're not supposed to be trying to cram your truth down other people's throat. This is my version. And like I feel myself doing it in the moment. And I'm like, Carly, you should stop. And I'm like, you're right, I should. But obviously I'm not going to. And you get into, then they aren't happy with you or you trigger them or whatever. And it's like, now you have that on your hands. And it's like, I mean, yes, I knew way back when that I should stop. This is my own boundary. And I crossed it again. I needed a little bit more of that lesson, a little bit more of that experience. Like, that's okay.
Yeah,
that's all right.
A lot of the time, I feel like the thing on the other side of the boundary is tempting. Like the example that popped into my head was being lactose intolerant. And like when I first found out, and I was like, but I want to get the mac and cheese at like the school lunch or whatever it is, and it's like that thing is so tempting and like I want it, but I know I've learned that crosses my boundary. My body doesn't like that. And it makes me feel bad. And I might continue crossing that boundary because I like what I'm eating, but I will suffer the consequences. And eventually I learned it's not worth it. It's not worth it to keep crossing this boundary. My body let me know. That was in like the 3rd grade. So it was rough. Rough time.
That's so hard.
Yeah. That's okay. I'm glad I learned early. Actually, that's a good thing to have gotten that through my system of it's really not a good idea to cross that boundary. I mean, every now and then you decide it's worth it. It's worth it, and that's a choice though. It's intentional and you know what you're going to get. Yeah.
Which I think is like, yeah, I mean, it's bringing up more experiences where I intentionally cross my own boundaries that I set for myself to like keep myself safe and feeling good or whatever. And if I'm going to cross it, like I go enter this territory that I told myself I wasn't going to go, it's like, are you ready to be triggered? Like, are you ready to handle that? Yeah. Because if you're not, then stay the fuck out of there. But if you are, if you have the emotional space, if you're ready to get in your journal, you're ready to sit with what comes up, like if you're ready, then go over there and learn something, mix it up, go for it. But if you're not in the right headspace, then just stay out of there. Leave your boundary where it's at. That's obviously like once you know where it is and once you, like my comments, I've mentioned many times, like my comments are like an enter at your own risk type situation. Don't look at it if you're not in the mood to have some stuff be triggered, because that's basically what goes on in there.
Right.
Which is fine, as long as I have the energy and like am acknowledging, like I know what I'm getting and I do want that, I want to see what's in there. So just got to pick the right moment.